Welcome to the show. Now, Stormi, before we get started, we got to get your thoughts on this. You're hosting a dinner party at your home. A friend shows up with their dog without asking first. What are you doing? Are you option A, letting them in, or option B, sending them home?
Option A, I'm a huge animal lover. I've had deer, sugar gliders, bearded dragons. I have 5 horses. I had chickens. So, and yeah, I'm just a huge animal. I like animals a lot. So I just can't even think of like not allowing somebody in because of their pet.
So I can come in your house with a goat?
Of course. I've had a goat in my
Oh, no. Okay.
Let's love our animals. Okay.
Look at your fur, baby. What's the dog's name?
His name is Trey, and I think he was a topic of conversation.
Yeah. Hey, Trey, you showed up unannounced, huh?
Well, he didn't though. I think.
How did it go?
Well, what
Tell
was
the
that?
roomies
Fumi's
about
house.
it.
Fumi loves Trey.
Okay, so he was welcome.
Yeah, he was welcome at her house. And he's also a service animal too. I think that matters a lot too. I think a lot of those questions can be asked before assumed. So he's a registered service animal as well.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna bring my pit bull to y'all house and see what happens.
I had a pit bull before.
I'm gonna get one.
Pit bulls are good dogs.
Yeah, they're good dogs.
I'm bringing my wild, untrained.
Zach, it's clear you don't have a dog, okay? But Stormi, after taking a deliberate break from reality TV to scale your empire, you're back with the Belle Collective Birmingham. What was it about this specific group of women in the city of Birmingham that made you feel now was the right time to get the cameras back in?
To be honest, it was an opportunity that came, my way. And after much thought and, just prayer, it just seemed like a good season to, step and get to the reality TV world. So it wasn't something that I was looking to do, but, when you're still and the opportunities present themselves, they're good to measure and see how you want to move forward. And for me, it made sense at the time.
Okay, for sure. Now, Stormi, you recently made history. I saw a little clip of you on TikTok, and you definitely made history by hitting that 1 million in a single TikTok live session, which is so wild. And while many brands are they still trying to figure out social media in general, and you've mastered community-driven commerce. Now, what is that one thing that most entrepreneurs get wrong when they're trying to sell to their audience in real time? TikTok Live is that thing. TikTok Shop is a real thing, and you've mastered it.
I think when I see brands or people on live, what I notice a lot is they feel like they have to sell by saying, hey, buy now, hurry up. This is the deal. This is the offer. But when you're on live, it is the most relaxed, fluid thing that you could possibly, engage in with a consumer. And they honestly like to feel connected through story, just through, not even trying to get them to convert. Like for me, I tell about my day. I talk about product, and it's never because I need somebody to buy now. It's mostly just because I know I have a great product to offer, and I love engaging and connecting with people. So I feel like when you can add value to somebody outside of just saying, hey, buy something from me, people really resonate with that a lot on TikTok, especially on TikTok. TikTok is one of those places where it's just easy to turn on the camera and just connect with your audience and just honestly get to know them. Like I know the people who are in our chat. So it's been helpful in that way.
Absolutely.
And shout out to the roomies. It clearly makes it easy when you have a great product. The Canvas Click is in here and they're saying how much they love your product. So I'm sure that helps as well.
Thank you. I love y'all.
Yeah, they are in the chat. They are in the chat deep.
Yeah. Now, Stormi, you just launched a massive partnership with Lala Anthony. And in an era where celebrity brands are everywhere, how do you ensure a collaboration feels like a true business evolution rather than just a marketing moment?
So I always tell people like the collaboration with Lala was so kismet. She reached out to me in the DM and it was just a beautiful relationship that was formed first for her love of the product. And that honestly meant a lot to me. I've always been a consumer first brand. So when I got on TikTok, I was a CEO rebuilding my business from the ground up. I was very transparent about my ebbs and my flows, my journey, my growing pains. And I think the community fell in love with seeing somebody get back on their feet and the product. So it was always like important for me to empower our customers first. I've never been the person to like go after a celebrity to do like a paid collaboration or a partnership. It just didn't feel, especially because most of the time they don't feel genuine or they don't feel authentic. But the collaboration with Lala felt beyond authentic. I always say now, like, that's my sister because she's a beautiful person, and her want to even like work with us was because she saw the passion of the brand. So she wasn't somebody who, is quick to attach her name to a product. She actually loved the story, loved the journey, and loved the product. So it was the perfect fit. And I couldn't have asked for a greater first collaboration.
Dope.
Shout out to Lala. Now, you've gone from mixing products in your kitchen to a 30,000 square foot warehouse. As you've grown from a solopreneur to a CEO, managing a massive staff and a CFO, what has been the hardest part of letting go of the day-to-day to kind of focus on the big picture vision?
So I used to have a problem early on in business with asking for help or delegating and passing things off. But then I started to realize I'm my best when I'm solely operating within my zone of genius. And I love to see people on my team operate within theirs. So I empower people who are here in their zone of genius, and I don't try to micromanage. And I would say the hardest part in transitioning for me was just honestly knowing that I could trust my team. When you have trust in your team, it's easy for you to step back and say, I know you got this, because I know that this is just as important to you as it is to me. And I like to hire people and have people around me who are obsessed with what they do, because I'm obsessed with what I do. And it's easy when everybody's obsessed about what they do and the passion that they bring to the project and the overall goal. It's easy for everybody to go out there and operate at their highest capacity in their zone. So I think that was just the biggest struggle, learning to trust. But once I did that, it's been a beautiful journey.
Absolutely. Now we see, the glamour of business wins on the show, but the Belle Collective is definitely known for its betrayals and brunches. And everybody wants to know, how do you protect your brand's reputation and your own peace of mind when the reality TV drama starts to bleed into your professional world?
Well, I don't feel like I've ever let reality TV drama bleed into my professional world. I've done a really good job at separating the two. I was a CEO entrepreneur before I ever got on anybody's TV. So my brand went viral in 2020. We did over $20 million in sales. And that was before the last show that I was on. So I've always protected that, and I never commingled the two. And I didn't build a brand from TV. So I don't see any problem with, having them integrate. Like, I don't have that issue.
Okay.
All right. Now let's do some rounds of, we're going to play a game, Mogul or Messy. Okay. So the rules are, we'll give you a scenario, and Stormi, you have to decide if the move is a mogul move, like it's strategic, profitable, boss status, or is it messy? Is it a messy move? High drama, low ROI, group chat chaos. All right. So round one is the Friday night dilemma. Your top selling product just sold out, but your co-star just invited you to a reconciliation brunch where there's going to be an ambush regarding a rumor about your business. Now, is it a mogul move to skip the brunch and stay at the warehouse to manage the restock? Or is it a messy move to show up with your CFO and the inventory receipts to shut the rumor down on camera?
I think it would be a mogul move to stay at your business because, your business interfaces with day-to-day customers, and those are the people who patronize the business and matter most, not trying to go and flex on somebody for TV.
Okay.
I'm mad at that.
All right, let's get into round two, the celebrity collab edition. Now, picture this. A massive A-list celebrity DMs you wanting 50% of the deal for a partnership, but they haven't actually used the product yet. Is it a mogul move to say no and keep your money? Or is it a messy move to post a screenshot of the DM to show the world who's knocking at your door?
I think it's messy to post anything done in private.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think a real mogul would need to do that.
Yes, I agree with that. I wouldn't post it, but I also wouldn't get them 50% of the deal before they use the product. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
true.
you ain't getting no money until I know it's going to work out
Right.
first. Yeah. So, okay.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, here's the hot mic moment. You're at a launch party and you overhear a friend in the industry talking down on your new formula to a group of investors. Is it a mogul move to ignore them and let the sales numbers speak for themselves, or messy move? You just grab the microphone during the toast and thank them for their feedback in front of everyone.
Repeat that.
Basically, so somebody's talking down on your formula, right?
Who is it?
It's just maybe a co-host on the show. Maybe it's somebody you know talking down on your new formula to some investors.
How they get there? No, I'm saying because the person matters. Some people you just don't entertain.
Oh no.
You know, some people you like, girl, what is it? And then others you like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? So I need to know who. I need to know who, how. Like, what's
Well, they said industry friend.
How much does
Industry
their
friend.
voice matter?
Industry friend. Let's say somebody that's got a little pop. They popping a little bit on the internet, maybe on TV, and they're there and they're talking. It's
So
one of
their
those bingo
opinion can
rooms.
be okay. It can. Okay,
And then and then maybe the investor, they ask about, hey, what do you think about our new formula? And then they talk down on it.
Okay.
Now then, would you just not say nothing? Or you get on the mic and kind of front on them a little bit? That would be the messy move.
I got a short fuse for bullshit. So it would depend on how I feel like I could be, take the mic and diffuse the situation while also taking up for myself. But just knowing that it's in such an important room, I probably would just ignore it because they're entitled to their opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. But me outside of business would want to say something.
How did they get there?
Yeah, like who are you? But outside of business, I probably would be shady. Within business and you're in a room full of important people, say whatever you want. You're entitled to your opinion. I would love for the investors to try it for themselves.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What makes for better TV? A mogul who stays above the fray, or a mogul who isn't afraid to get messy?
It depends on what the topic is. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff you just got to be cautious when you are at a certain place because everybody ready to tear you down. So I can't say that it's good to always stay above the fray, but sometimes it just depends on what people's target is or what they're trying to attack you with. So I don't know. I would need something more specific.
Well, sometimes you got to get a little messy. Can you think of a time where you might have to get messy?
What's messy to you?
Messy to me is kind of like, I gotta kind of check this.
That's messy, or are you defending yourself?
You might defend yourself, but it might get messy, me defending myself.
But are you being messy? So I'm like,
you might not be being messy.
Like I speak up for myself all the time. So I'm gonna always speak up for myself. Or I'm gonna always say something in defense of something else. Like when it comes to me, like I'm not easy to let a lot of stuff personally roll off my back, but business is different. So it just kind of depends on what it is. I kind of pick and choose like what I want to address and what I don't.
Okay. I get it.
It is.
Well, let's stick around for this. I like that. Well, Stormi, stick around for this next TSR Great Debate.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the story, Stormi. You see a coworker who called out sick, they off, and then they posted up at a brunch somewhere or a game on IG story. You like, wait a minute. And then them calling off made you have to work double the amount and you had to come in earlier. So option A, do you like the photo and keep the secret? We all need mental health days. Or option B, mention it to them later and let them know that people are watching and them calling off affected you.
My coworker fakes a sick day, then post on social media. Like the pitch, keep it secret. It ain't none of my business. That's their problem. Yeah, I wouldn't say nothing.
What do you think, Roomies? Make sure y'all put it in the chat.
Yeah, hit us in the chat.
I don't know. What y'all think? What would you do?
I don't know. What would you do, Kiki?
I'm not snitching. What does that have to do with me?
Yeah,
You took a sick day. Hey, do what you got to do. As long as it's not affecting what I have to do at work, then we good.
You had to come in early.
But I'm just saying it does affect what I have to do.
I'm gonna get paid if I'm there early. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm coming in to get my money. I'm cool. If I want to play sick, I can play sick with you.
I don't believe on snitching on people, but I do believe on telling them, hey, I'm not finna keep going. You know what I'm saying? You can push me too far.
Yeah, don't abuse it.
Yeah,
but
don't
if it
abuse
happened one
me.
time, I'm not telling.
Yeah,
I'm not snitching.
Yeah.
All right, Stormi, before we let you go, tell the roomies how they can keep up with you and when they can catch the Belle Collective Birmingham.
So you can follow me on social media on TikTok. My name on there is I am Stormi Steele. On Instagram, I am Camus Girl Beauty. My website is www.camusbeautybrand. And Belle Collective Birmingham comes on Fridays at 7 p.m. CST.
There it is.
There it is. We
Okay.
appreciate you joining us tonight.
Congrats on all your success.
Thank you.